Hello everyone, welcome to day 3 of our 7-day Chakra Yoga Healing Series. If this is your first time performing a class in this practice, I invite you to check out the Day 0 video. You can find a link to that down below in the comments. And when you're ready, afford yourself the space to find a comfortable seated position. Allow the shoulders to roll back and down away from the ears. Maybe closing the eyes. Finding a connection to this moment. The theme for our Day 3 Exuberant Energy yoga class is the element fire. Fire is a combustive and unbridled transformer shining without remorse. Fire gives back light and warmth, manifesting in the physical realm as our metabolism. Inviting reverence for the catalytic combustive faculty that governs our digestive energy and inner power, we will celebrate the element fire. According to yogic tradition, fire is embodied in the Manipura, the solar plexus chakra. Located in the solar plexus, the fire and power center, known as Jewel City, is represented by the sun. The solar plexus chakra rules our motivation, zeal, personal power, autonomy, and metabolism. When healthy, the solar plexus chakra brings us energy, effectiveness, spontaneity, and non-dominating power. If you have been practicing with us so far in this Chakra Yoga Healing Series, you will be familiar with our daily use of positive affirmations. The affirmation that we will be working with today is, I am active and I am energy. I give birth to new ideas. I am active and I am energy. I give birth to new ideas. If this phrase resonates with you, I invite you to recite this affirmation, this mantra to yourself, perhaps silently or out loud throughout the course of this practice and throughout the course of your day. If at ever you notice the mind beginning to wander, ruminating on past experiences or stressing about potential future outcomes, practicing mantra and affirmation recitation can be a very powerful tool to guide you to the breath, to guide you to the present moment. According to modern yogic tradition, the color that is representative of the Manipura, the solar plexus chakra, is the color yellow. And this bright, vibrant, rich yellow stands for wisdom, willpower, and optimism. You might like to incorporate a visualization of this color, this yellow, into your practice as you feel energy channeling through the solar plexus. Beginning to tune in to the natural rhythm of the inflow and outflow of air from the body. We'll commence practice with 3 gradual cleansing breaths. Slowly inhaling through the nostrils and gradually exhaling through the mouth. We will commence practice warming up the arms, the shoulders, the torso. On your next inhalation, begin to slowly extend the arms overhead, reaching skywards, joining the palms together. Exhale, lowering the hands to heart center. And again, finding your rhythm. Tuning into what feels good for you today once more. On your next exhale, joining the palms together at heart center, humbly bow your chin towards your chest and begin to blink the eyes opened. We will turn to face the short edge of our yoga mat if you're not already doing so, coming into diamond pose, Vajrasana. Resting on our shins, sits bones are on top of the heels. You might like to place your palms in your lap, roll the shoulders back and down, find length through the crown of the head. Slightly engage the core, drawing the navel to the spine. To commence practice today, we are going to perform Kapalabhati Pranayama, skull shining breath. It's often referred to as breath of fire or illuminating breath, and it's an important practice in Hatha Yoga for internal cleansing and especially to remove blockages in the heart and the lung space. The heat generating component of skull shining breath helps to burn up toxins and other waste materials from the body. Additionally, skull shining breath enhances digestion and other metabolic processes. If you suffer from high blood pressure or any other heart-related complications, I would advise consulting a medical professional or a healthcare practitioner before you commence this practice. So, we will be performing skull shining breath Kapalabhati in diamond pose. If this isn't comfortable for you, you're more than welcome to cross your legs or find any variation that facilitates a state of ease. Kapalabhati is performed through inhalations and exhalations occurring through the nostrils, and we slowly inhale, allowing air to pool into the belly. Gradually feeling this air expand, traveling upwards through the diaphragm, through the ribcage, up into the chest, broadening the collarbones. And we'll slowly exhale, allowing the air to leave the body as you gently contract the belly inwards, navel towards the spine. For the first round of skull shining breath, you will inhale to half your lung capacity. And from here, you will forcefully exhale the air by contracting the muscles of the belly. Inhalations will be passive with the sole focus on the rapid contraction and exhalation of air from the body. As a beginner, practicing 3 rounds of 20 breaths is sufficient, and be mindful to not exhaust your lung capacity. This can be practiced with one palm on the belly, the other on the heart space. Although if you would like to amplify the intensity of this energetic practice, I invite you to extend the arms skywards in a V shape, making fists with the fingers and keeping the thumbs extended. The thumbs will be angled upwards, pointing towards one another. Taking one gradual inhalation and exhalation to begin with. Once you've exhaled, inhale to half your lung capacity and commence contracting through exhalations. Just like this, simple movements, you can speed it up or slow it down as you desire. Really lean into what feels natural for you without trying to overcomplicate anything or overexert yourself. Keep going. If you have those arms extended, keep them engaged. Final 3, 2, 1. Exhale completely. Pause for a moment. Inhale gradually to your full lung capacity. Exhale, and we'll get ready to go again. Inhaling halfway and is a great way to stimulate our metabolic processes. Keep breathing, just focusing on that exhalation. The inhalation will come naturally. Squeeze the arms a little more. Last 3, 2, 1. Exhale, keeping the arms raised. We'll prepare ourselves for one more round. Inhaling halfway and commencing. If you find it helpful to close the eyes or find a drishti, a soft gaze, it is entirely up to you. This is our last round of Kapalabhati. Stay strong. Last 3, 2, 1. Keeping the arms extended and gently float them down by your side. You might like to place your palms in your lap, tuning into the natural rhythm of the body, allowing the breath to return to normal. And when you feel ready, we will transition onto all fours, coming into a tabletop position, Manasana. Hands are shoulder width distance apart. Knees are hip width distance apart, hips are squared, wrists are in line with the shoulders. Really engage the core, roll the shoulders back and down. Find length through the crown of the head and out through the tailbone. See if you can soften the facial features. We'll begin to take a few rounds of cat and cow. Inhale, scoop the chest forward, broaden across the heart space, maybe gazing up. Exhale, press into the palms, curl and round, chin to chest, engage the core. A few more times, finding your rhythm. When you feel ready, returning to tabletop position, grounding down through the palms, the left leg, we'll tuck our right toes under. Extend that right leg back, keeping the hips squared. You might like to shift your weight forwards and backwards a few times, stretching out the calf. And on your next inhale, we'll float the right leg up at hip height. Foot is flexed, toes and knees are facing towards the earth. Find length through the heel of the foot, through the crown of the head. And you might like to extend your left arm up at shoulder height, palm facing towards the midline, really working on engaging the core here, drawing the navel to the spine, and evenly distributing that weight into that right hand so that we're not collapsing into the wrist. Mindfully lower the left arm down, lower the leg, take one round of cat and cow, and we'll take this transition on the other side, tucking the left toes under, extending the left leg back, finding any movement if it's in your practice. Although we're relatively grounded in this posture, there is a lot going on. There is a lot of balance and focus, so be gentle with yourself. When you're ready, we'll float that left leg up at hip height, keeping everything engaged, really squeezing the glutes, the hamstrings to help you lift that entire leg. 2 breaths here. If you notice that left hip externally rotating, just mindfully guide it downwards towards the earth, squaring off the hips. 1 more breath here. You might like to join us in Bird Dog, Dandayamana Bamanasana, raising the right arm to shoulder height, finding that equilibrium. Maybe closing the eyes. Breathe. Feeling the energy clearing and channeling upwards through the Manipura Chakra, through the solar plexus. 1 more breath. And mindfully lower the right palm under the right shoulder, lower the left leg. We'll take 1 round of cat and cow and transition into downward facing dog, adjusting the stance as needed, extending the arms, the legs, raising the hips skywards. And if you'd like to take a considerable bend in the knees, that's perfectly fine. Lean into what your body needs in this moment. If child's pose sounds like a better option, that is okay as well. You might like to pedal out the legs once or twice, warming up the outer hips, the stabilizing muscles. And in your own time, finding stillness. Taking 1 gradual inhalation and exhalation. And we'll begin to slowly walk our heels, our feet towards the top of the mat. Coming into a forward fold. You might like to generously bend the knees. Perhaps place the palms on the surface beneath you. Allow the neck to relax, softening the facial features. Perhaps resting the belly, the chest on the thighs. You might like to shift the weight forwards and backwards, side to side. When you're ready, we'll ground down through the heels as we peel up 1 vertebra at a time, coming into Tadasana. Inhale, extend the arms overhead. Exhale, lower the palms down. Afford yourself a moment to find your center, find your connection. To honor the solar plexus Manipura Chakra, we are going to be performing several adaptations of Surya Namaskar. Surya means sun and Namaskar means salutation. The sun salutation is a dynamic practice composed of smooth flowing sequences of asanas. And although it's not a traditional part of a Hatha yoga practice, it has been adopted as a celebration and gratitude for the rising sun as it lights, warms, and energizes our lives. Surya Namaskar is an effective way to stretch, warm, tone, and strengthen the entire body. And each asana in the cycle subsequently expands and contracts the chest, facilitating a harmonious flow that nourishes the mind, the body, and the soul. This practice increases blood circulation through the body, focuses the mind and improves respiration by expansion of the chest and lungs. Let us begin. Starting in Tadasana, feet are hip-width distance apart, core is engaged, shoulders are rolled back and down. Exhale, join the palms together at heart center, Pranayama. Inhale, gaze up, extend the arms, Hasta Uttanasana. Exhale, forward fold, Padahastasana. Ground down through the fingertips. Inhale, step the right leg back, Ashwasanchalasana. Lower the back knee, point the toes, gaze up, chest up. Plant the palms down, step back into plank pose, Kumbhakasana. Drop the knees, exhale, Ashtanga Namaskar, 8-limb staff pose, lower the chest, hug the triceps to the torso. Come up into Bhujangasana, Cobra. Tuck the toes, raise the hips, Parvatasana, Downward Dog. This time step the right leg forward. Lower the left knee, point the toes, gaze up, head up, chest up. Tuck the left toes under, step the left foot up to meet the right, forward fold. Inhale, extend the arms overhead. And we'll go again on the other side. Exhale, forward fold. Step back with the left leg, lower the left knee down, point the toes, head up, chest up. Plant the palms down, tuck the toes under, step back into plank pose. Inhale, lower the knees down with control. Exhale, 8-limb staff pose. Inhale, press up into Cobra, broaden across the heart space, contract the back. Tuck the toes under, exhale, Downward Dog. Inhale, bring the left leg forward, placing the left foot down between the palms. Lower the back knee, point the toes, head up, chest up. Tuck the right toes under, step the right foot up to meet the left, forward fold. Inhale, extend the arms overhead. Exhale, float the arms down by your side. Well done. Both sides together constitute one round of this variation of Surya Namaskar. And we'll perform this practice twice more, flowing a little bit faster and really articulating each movement with the breath. Affording yourself a moment in mountain pose. Returning to the present. Exhale, join the palms together. Inhale, head up, gaze up, arms up. Exhale, forward fold, bend the knees. Plant the fingers down, step back with the right leg. Inhale. Lower the right knee down, point the toes, head up, chest up. Plant the palms down, tuck the toes, step the left foot back to meet the right, plank pose. Inhale, lower the knees down with control. Exhale, Ashtanga Namaskar. Inhale, Cobra. Exhale, tuck the toes, push up into Downward Dog. Inhale, bring the right leg forward. Lower the left knee down, point the toes, head up, chest up. Tuck the left toes under, step the left foot up to meet the right, forward fold. Inhale, raise the arms, stand up. Exhale, forward fold. We'll take it on the other side, stepping the left leg back, lowering the left knee down, point the toes, head up, chest up. Plant the palms down, tuck the left toes under, step the right leg back to meet the left, plank pose. Inhale, lower the knees. Exhale, Ashtanga Namaskar. Inhale, Bhujangasana. Exhale, Parvatasana. Inhale, draw the left knee forwards, place the left foot down between the palms, gently guide the right knee down, point the toes, head up, chest up. Tuck the right toes under, step the right foot up to meet the left, forward fold. Inhale, raise the arms overhead, heart opener, back bend. Exhale, lower the arms down, well done. Really channeling your energy towards the solar plexus, the Manipura chakra. Perhaps visualizing the radiant color yellow emanating from this region of the body. One more breath in Tadasana, and for this variation you might like to join your feet together, keeping them together for Tadasana and Down Dog, narrowing the stance throughout. Roll the shoulders back, exhale, join the palms together, inhale, head up, chest up, exhale, forward fold, step back with the right leg, lower the knee, point the toes, head up, chest up, plant the palms down, step back into plank pose, inhale, lower the knees, Ashtanga Namaskar, Bhujangasana, press up into Parvatasana. Step the right leg forward, lower the left knee down, point the toes, head up, chest up, tuck the toes, step the left foot up to meet the right, forward fold, inhale, raise. Exhale, fold, final round, step the left leg back, point the toes, head up, chest up, plant the palms down, plank pose. Inhale, lower the knees, exhale, 8-limb staff pose. Press up into cobra, press back into down dog. Step the left leg forward, lower the right knee, point the toes, head up, chest up. Tuck the right toes under, step the right foot up to meet the left. Inhale, extend the arms, exhale, lower down, well done. Afford yourself a moment to re-equilibrate. Although I said 3 rounds, we'll take one more. Inhale, raise the arms overhead, exhale, forward fold, step back with the right leg, lower the right knee down, head up, chest up, step back into plank pose, drop the knees, lower the chest, raise up, tuck the toes, press back, guide the right leg forward, lower the knee down, head up, chest up, tuck the back toes under, step up to meet the right, inhale, raise the arms overhead, exhale, forward fold, this time step back with the left leg, lower the knee, head up, chest up, plant the palms down, plank pose, taking your flow, meeting in down dog, bringing the left leg forward, lowering the right knee, point the toes, head up, chest up, tuck the toes under, right foot meets the left. Inhale, extend the arms, exhale, float them down, well done. I imagine that everyone is feeling sufficiently warmed. One breath here. Inhale, extend the arms overhead, join the palms together. Exhale, forward fold, swan dive. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, halfway lift, extend the legs. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. If you have blocks available, this could be a great opportunity to bring the earth a little closer to you. It's entirely up to you. Taking one more round, finding your cadence. From here, we are going to inhale and come up into Utkatasana, chair pose. Feet are together, inner thighs are squeezing together, sinking the hips back as low as you can, engaging the core, drawing the navel to the spine. Arms are extended on either side of the head. Feel yourself growing taller through the fingertips, through the crown of the head, whilst allowing the shoulders to roll back and down away from the ears, creating space. Finding steadiness. Can you sink those hips a little more? Staying in chair pose, we are going to find Namaskar Mudra, joining the palms together, rotating the torso to the right. We'll place the outer edge of the left tricep on top of the right thigh, really using the palms to press into one another to help you lift up and out of the side body. Perhaps gazing over that right elbow, the right shoulder, maybe closing the eyes. One more breath. Return to chair pose, extend the arms overhead, stay low, sink those hips a little more, and we'll take this variation on the other side, finding prayer position in a twist. If you notice your hips swaying to one side, just mindfully guide them to the midline. If you feel sensation or tension building up in any regions of the body, gently guide the breath there. One more breath here. Return to chair, extend the arms overhead, sink the hips. Exhale, forward fold, well done. Allow the back of the neck to relax. Maybe bending the knees considerably. It's up to you. This is your practice. Plant the palms down. On your next inhale, we'll extend the legs, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, bend the knees, forward fold, Uttanasana. One more round, finding your rhythm. And grounding down through the heels, we'll roll up to Tadasana, taking as long as you like. Inhale, extend the arms overhead, join the palms together at heart center. And lower the arms down by your side. Afford yourself a moment in mountain pose. I am active and I am energy. I give birth to new ideas. From Tadasana, grounding down through the right leg, we'll flex our left knee, raising it to hip height. Maybe placing the palms on your hips for support. Hips are squared. You might like to extend your arms out in front at shoulder height or join the palms together in prayer position, whatever enables you to find balance and ease. We are going to hinge our torso forwards from the hips as we mindfully guide the left leg behind us, gently placing the foot down as we come up into Crescent Lunge, Anjaneyasana, staying high on the ball of that back foot. The front knee, the right knee is in line with the ankle. Core is switched on, finding a neutral pelvis, creating space around the ears, rolling the shoulders back and down, maybe gazing up. Really squeezing those inner thighs together so that we can lift up and out of the pelvic bowl. Feel yourself channeling energy upwards through the Manipura Chakra, through the jewel city. On your next inhale, we'll revolve our torso to the right as we come into a revolved crescent lunge. Arms are extended at shoulder height, maybe gazing back towards the right fingertips. Or for a deeper variation, you might like to guide that right arm down on the back leg, extending the left arm overhead, feeling a lovely deep stretch for the hip flexors, the psoas. One breath here, returning to our revolved crescent lunge. Rotate the chest to frame the top of the mat. We'll step up to the top of the mat, keeping that left leg raised. Knees at hip height, palms are at the heart center. We are going to transition into tree pose, Rakshasana. Doing your best to keep the left leg elevated. If you need to put it down, that is okay. Finding a variation that suits you, maybe placing the foot on the inner seam of that ankle, the calf, the inner thigh. Just avoiding the kneecap region. When you feel stable, you might like to extend your arms overhead. Feel your branches growing taller as you root down into the earth. Really pressing that left sole of your foot into the inner seam of that right thigh to help you find that activation and lift up and out of the pelvic bowl. Perhaps spreading the arms wide. If your tree sways a little in the wind, that is okay. Steady breath, steady gaze. I am active and I am energy. I give birth to new ideas. Wherever you are in the posture, we will join our palms together. Perhaps then placing them on the hips and gently come out of the pose. Roll the shoulders back, shake the hips once or twice if you like. And we'll take this transition on the other side, grounding down through the left leg. We are going to flex our right knee, raising the knee to hip height, keeping the foot flexed. Finding any variation with the hands, the arms that'll help you find stability. One breath here. And with control, we'll hinge our torso forward as we extend our right leg back, mindfully placing the ball of the foot on the mat behind you. Crescent lunge. Seeing if you can get a right angle between the front leg, the left leg, and the earth. Breathe. On your next inhale, we'll revolve our torso to the left, coming into a revolved crescent lunge. Arms are spread wide at shoulder height, perhaps gazing back. And for a deeper stretch, we'll guide that left arm down the right leg, extending the right arm overhead, breathing into the hip flexors, feeling a lovely stretch along the right side body. Broadening across the heart space. Returning to revolved crescent lunge, returning the torso to frame the top of the mat. With control, we'll bend into that front leg as we step our right leg up, keeping the leg raised if possible. Knee is at hip height. You might like to place your palms on your hips. And when you're ready, guiding yourself to Rakshasana tree pose, finding any variation that suits you. Using your hand for support. Steady focus. I am active and I am energy. I give birth to new ideas. One more breath in tree pose, and mindfully guiding yourself out of the posture, moving the hips once or twice, taking any movements that feel right for you. Inhale, extend the arms overhead, join the palms together. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale, extend the legs, halfway lift. Plant the palms down, we'll step our right leg back and the left, coming into plank pose as we press up into downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Raising the hips, finding a lovely stretch along the posterior chain. Working on melting the heart towards the earth. We'll come into three-legged dog on the right hand side, raising that right leg. Squeezing the glutes, the hamstrings to get that leg a little higher. With control, we'll guide our right knee to the outer edge of that left elbow, finding a twisted tiger curl crunch. Raise the leg, three-legged dog, and again flexing the knee, drawing it to the outer edge of the right elbow this time, keeping the core engaged, arms are strong. Exhale, three-legged dog. Inhale, draw the knee towards the chest. Exhale, three-legged dog. And this time we'll guide our right knee to the left elbow, returning to three-legged dog. And again, taking the flow, right knee to right elbow, staying strong. Knee to chest. Ikapada Adho Mukha Svanasana. Right knee to left elbow. One more round. Right knee to right elbow. Re-extend the leg. Right knee to chest. Once more, extend the leg and lower the leg down. Well done. Shift your weight forward into plank pose, keeping everything engaged. Quadriceps, outer hips, glutes, calves, ankles are all firing. Roll the shoulders back and down away from the ear, draw the navel to the spine. You might like to keep a micro bend in the elbows, and we'll begin to lower down with control, hugging the arms to the torso, Hovering off the ground for a moment and gently release, lower down, point the toes. Inhale, press up into Cobra, Bhujangasana. Exhale, lower down. And again, finding your rhythm, really using the pelvic bone, the tops of the shins, the tops of the feet to help you press into the earth and use the muscles of the back to lift up and broaden across the heart space. You might like to gaze over either shoulder just to ensure that your legs are in the proper alignment. From here, we'll tuck the toes under, send the hips up, downward dog. Taking 2 breaths in downward facing dog, finding ease. Feel yourself exhaling away any stress, any tension. We'll take this flow on the other side, raising the left leg up, 3-legged dog, keeping the hips squared, seeing how high you can lift that leg. Pointing the toes. Staying strong. Tiger curl, draw the left knee towards the right elbow, engage the core. Re-extend the leg, 3-legged dog. This time flex the knee, draw the knee towards the left elbow. Exhale, 3-legged dog. Inhale, left knee to chest. And exhale, 3-legged dog. We'll take this flow twice more, making these movements as small or as fast as you would like. Really trying to pair each intuitive movement with the breath. Staying focused. Checking in with your tripod foundation. Are you evenly distributing your weight across the body? And we'll meet in downward facing dog. Well done. Shifting our weight forwards, plank pose. 3 breaths here. Unclench the jaw. Maybe invite a smile into the lips. You've got this. Stay strong. You're doing so well. Keeping everything engaged. With control, begin to lower the body down inch by inch, hovering off the floor and releasing. Well done. We'll come into Sphinx pose, Salamba Bhujangasana. Elbows are underneath shoulders. Forearms are shoulder width distance apart, ground down through the fingertips, the pubic bone, the tops of the feet. Really broaden across the heart space, using the back body, the back strength to help you lift up and out of the lower back. Channeling that energy through the solar plexus chakra, igniting our metabolism. One more breath in Sphinx pose, and we'll lower our face, our forehead down onto the mat. Extend the arms out the length of the body, palms facing towards the earth. We are going to prepare for Danudasana Bow Pose. Flexing both your knees, drawing the heels towards the glutes, keeping the knees in line with the hips. You might like to place your palms underneath your shoulders for support. We're going to externally rotate both arms, grabbing a hold of the inner seams of the feet, the ankles. And we are going to lift up using our back strength, using the arms, the legs. Taking one gradual breath to prepare. And when you're ready, on your next inhale, we are going to lift up, broaden across the heart space, really working on raising the legs, the chest, so that really it's just the pubic mound that is in contact with the earth. One more breath and gently release, lowering down. If that was enough for you, you might like to rest there, perhaps perform child's pose. Otherwise, we'll go again. So ensuring that your hands are in the correct positioning. Taking one breath, and on your next inhale, we'll raise up, extending the arms, seeing how high you can lift the chest, the legs, squeezing the back body, softening the muscles of the face, and gently release. Well done. We'll come into Makarasa, Crocodile pose, creating a pillow with your palms to rest your forehead on. Big toes are touching, heels are rolled out. This is a great way to invite some space into the lumbar and sacral regions of the spine. Release any energy that might have been stagnating in those regions. Breathe. Placing the palms under the shoulders, we'll raise the hips, guide our knees forwards, coming into a cross-legged seated position, just to transition as we lower onto our sits bones. Setting up for Navasana, boat pose. This is a great way to simultaneously strengthen the hip flexors and the abdominals, as well as the posterior chain. A few variations. You might like to place your palms underneath the shoulders, fingertips facing forwards, lean back, broaden across the heart space. That might be enough for you. You might like to practice raising one leg at a time, working on getting the shins parallel with the earth. Perhaps placing your palms under your legs. Again, trying to raise one leg at a time, leaning into what feels right for you. Maybe floating both legs up, finding a V shape, perhaps extending the arms out towards the feet. Really working on broadening across the heart space. Feel yourself growing taller through the crown of the head. If it's in your practice, you might like to extend the legs. Steady breath. Steady focus. If you notice the abdomen puffing up, really try and engage the core, knit everything together, soften the ribs and draw the navel to the spine. Exhale, gently release. Well done. You might like to rest your forehead, your face on top of the knees. Feeling a lovely release for the back. From here, we will lower down one vertebra at a time, coming down onto our backs, drawing the heels in close to the glutes. Arms are extended the length of the body, taking a gradual breath. We are going to raise our legs, keeping the knees in line with the hips. Shins are parallel to the floor. Knees are hip-width distance apart. Working on engaging the core, we'll begin to lower one leg down at a time, keeping that 90-degree angle. And when you raise each leg to center, just be mindful to ensure that that knee is not coming closer to the chest. We really want to engage the lower abdomen here. We've got a neutral pelvis, so the sacral region is in contact with the earth, but there is some fluidity in the lumbar region. Softening the muscles of the face, continuing with these single leg reverse tabletop leg lifts. Staying strong, you've got this. Either continuing with this movement, or we'll begin to lower both our legs at the same time, raising them up. Ever so slightly tapping those big toes down and returning the legs to the sky. I am active and I am energy. I give birth to new ideas. Really feeling the energy channeling through the solar plexus. A few more rounds. Well done. Draw the knees to the chest, maybe draw the chin to the knees. Squeeze everything together. And gently lower the head down onto the mat. From here, we'll draw our right knee to the chest, interlacing the fingers around the shin as we extend the left leg out, Utkatasana, wind relieving posture. You might like to roll the ankles out in one direction and the other. Taking 3 gradual breaths in this posture. And either staying here or joining us in a supine spinal twist, mindfully guiding the right knee over to the left, extending the right arm out at shoulder height. You might like to have the palm facing up, facing down, or you can cactus the arm out. It's entirely up to you. Just being mindful to ensure that both shoulders stay connected to the earth. It's a great way to stretch into the outer hips, the glutes, the lower to mid back. Breathe. Mindfully beginning to release from the posture, drawing both knees to the chest, and we'll take Utkatasana on the other side, interlacing the fingers around the left shin, guiding the left shin towards the left armpit, and really keeping that right leg engaged so the foot is flexed and the toes and the kneecap are facing skywards. Finding any movement in that left foot if that feels good for you. Steady breaths. Either staying here or joining us in a spinal twist. Finding ease, letting go. Gently returning to center, and we'll set up for Shavasana, final relaxation. If you'd like to place some blocks under your knees, use a blanket, afford yourself a moment to gather any props or position yourself in a way that is going to promote relaxation. Give yourself permission to surrender. You have done so well. Recognize your efforts for showing up here today, nourishing the mind, the body, and the soul. Performing a gentle visual scan of the body to observe if there is any stagnating energy, whatever form it might be manifested in. Thoughts, feelings, a mental fogginess, physical sensations. Just being compassionate, simply observing, non-judgmentally, accepting yourself as you are in this moment, loving yourself. Allowing this acceptance and this loving warmth to radiate and channel throughout the entire body. For the next few minutes, you might choose to rest in stillness, paying attention to the subtleties of the breath. You might like to adopt a mantra, or follow along with today's affirmation if ever the mind begins to wander. I am active and I am energy. I give birth to new ideas. I am active and I am energy. I give birth to new ideas. If the visualization technique helps you, I invite you to visualize a radiant yellow channeling through the jewel city, the solar plexus, the Manipura chakra, invigorating the whole body, your whole essence, letting go. When you're ready, beginning to invite some small movements into the body, becoming aware of the surrounding environment, perhaps stretching in opposite directions, and in your own time coming into fetal position as we roll onto one side, taking as much space, as much time as you would like. Keeping the eyes closed, we will come up to a seated position, perhaps crossing the legs, rolling the shoulders back, placing the palms in the lap. Steady breaths. On your next inhale, we'll begin to extend the arms overhead. Exhale, join the palms together at the heart center. We'll take 3 cleansing breaths to close practice. Inhaling through the nostrils. Exhaling through the mouth. Humbly bow your chin towards your chest. Namaste. Thank you all so much for this beautiful solar plexus chakra healing yoga class. If you would like to further your practice, I invite you to join us for a pranayama. Following along from the theme of today's class, our breathing practice is sun-piercing breath, Surya Vedana, also referred to as right nostril breathing. The right nostril is associated with the sympathetic nervous system, the heating system of the body, symbolic of the sun's energy. Surya Vedana stimulates internal body systems, enhancing focus and energy levels, allowing us to feel more alive in the body, the mind. Surya Vedana is essentially isolating inhalations through the right nostril, the Pingala Nadi, which is indicative of orange or tawny in Sanskrit, and this is associated with solar energy. Some tips for this pranayama practice are to ensure that you are breathing from the pelvic and belly regions of the abdomen to avoid restrictive breathing through the upper chest, and really work on mindfully relaxing the facial features and allow the shoulders to roll down away from the ears. You can practice this with the eyes closed, and it's advised to practice this on an alternate day to Chandra Bedana Pranayama. So if you are performing sun-piercing breath today, it is advised that you perhaps wait a day or two before you perform moon-piercing breath. And this breathing technique follows along from the practices that we've been performing earlier on in this series. So when you're ready, we will start placing our left palm in our lap, finding a mudra of your choice. You might like to take Prana Mudra, extending the middle and the index finger as you join the thumb around the pinky and the ring finger. Or perhaps Gyan Mudra, it's up to you. We'll be using the right hand. As before, we'll be using the thumb and the ring finger to open and close the right and left nostrils respectively. Finding a variation of your choice for the middle finger and the index finger, either joining them to the third eye center, or you might like to bend them and have them resting against the palm. It's entirely up to you. Again, to commence this practice, we'll just take 1 cleansing breath, inhaling through the nostrils, exhaling through the mouth. And this practice will go ahead inhaling and exhaling through the nostrils. We'll be inhaling through the right nostril, exhaling through the left. So when you're ready, inhaling through the nostrils, closing the right nostril with the right thumb, we'll begin to gradually exhale through the left nostril. Once you've completed your exhalation, mindfully place your right ring finger atop of the left nostril. Opening the right nostril, we'll begin to inhale through the right nostril. Once you've completed your inhalation, placing the right thumb on the right nostril, releasing the ring finger, and exhaling through the nostril. A few more times, flowing with your breath, being mindful to match inhalations with exhalations. You might choose to practice this 3, 5, or 7 rounds. Being mindful to finish the practice on an exhale. Return to a dignified seated posture, and perhaps perform this series again 2 or 3 times. It's entirely up to you. Lean into what feels good. Inhale, extend the arms overhead, join the palms together. Exhale, lower the hands to the third eye center. The light and the teacher in me honors the light and the teacher in all of you. Thank you all so much for today. Have a beautiful day. Namaste.